But tonight, my heart is absolutely broken for what we are doing. We, as a legislative body, condone the selling of women's bodies. That we condone the selling of children. And I'll be honest, I am so sick of putting the interests of adults ahead of the interests of children. But this is a big thing that we are doing tonight. This is no trivial matter. And make no mistake, what we are doing tonight is putting the interests of adults ahead of the interests of children. What we are doing tonight is saying that we care more about adults who want to have families than we do about the children that they are bringing into this world. We had an opportunity to at least ensure that the children we're bringing into this world via surrogacy have the protections of being a U.S. citizen. I honestly can't fathom why any ideology in this chamber would get in the way of that. I cannot fathom how anyone's ideology would say that it is okay for a child born in the state of Minnesota to be sold to parents in China, in any number of countries that do not have the civil liberties, the rights that we have here in this country, the protections that we have. How in the world did we vote no on that amendment? I cannot fathom how we as a legislative body have gone so far astray that we would make the decisions that we have made tonight, and that I assume we will continue to make. I honestly cannot fathom. We've done some hard things in this chamber. Fortunately, we've also done some good things. But tonight, my heart is absolutely broken for what we are doing. We had an opportunity to make sure that there were some guardrails around surrogacy. But this bill creates the wild, wild west of surrogacy. This bill says that we, as a legislative body, condone the selling of women's bodies. That we condone the selling of children because grown-ups want it. Because it's what adults want. I've been disappointed in a lot of things that have happened in this chamber in my almost 8 years here. But honestly, none of them compare to this night. I mean that sincerely. I mean that sincerely. This bill condones the selling of women's bodies. It condones the selling of children. It removes any guarantee of the rights and privileges afforded to United States citizens. And again, we haven't tried with anything we've done tonight. We have not tried to stop surrogacy. We've not even tried to prohibit any group of people from surrogacy. We have not tried to prevent anyone from participating in surrogacy. But we're so committed to the team that we are unwilling to look at what we're really doing here. We're so committed to red versus blue that a single person has not been willing to stand up and say This really isn't okay. It's shocking. It's shocking in a way that I didn't know that I could be more surprised by what we do here in this body. I didn't have the opportunity to hear this bill in committee, so I frankly wasn't real familiar with it. But I did look at sort of a comparison of the bill and the amendments. And I just can't believe. I cannot believe that we would vote for this. I cannot believe that we would move forward with this legislation with no protections for women. And that's what this is. I see the smirk. This is a bill with no protection for women. This is a bill that allows for exploitation. And that is what is going to happen with this. Women are going to be exploited. Women are going to be hurt by this bill. Children are going to be sold to families because they just want them. I looked up quite a bit of research on the importance of marriage because that was scoffed at earlier. That's my background. My background is in family science and child development, and there's actually a lot of research on the advantages to children of married parents. Interestingly, a requirement for marriage does not exclude anyone in this state. It does not exclude LGBTQ couples to require marriage. That is not an exclusionary item. But it's something that has a massive impact on children. And I know that we don't want to acknowledge that. I know we don't want to admit that. But folks, the evidence is clear. The data is clear. Children succeed more in two-parent homes with a married couple. Not even two-parent homes, actually. In homes where their parents are married. And again, this doesn't exclude anyone. But it does ensure that we are doing our due diligence. It does ensure that we are doing the very best we can. And of course, every family looks different. I get that. We all get that. But that doesn't mean that we should ignore what is ultimately in the best interest of these children that we are choosing to create, that we are purchasing. We have that obligation. We have a moral obligation to the children that we are choosing to create with this legislation. But this bill does nothing to protect them. This bill does nothing to protect the women who, make no mistake, are going to be exploited because of this bill. This is a sad day for the state of Minnesota. This is a sad day for the kids who are going to be bought and sold. This is a sad day for the women who are going to sell their bodies. Likely, many, because they don't feel like they've got a choice. This is a dangerous bill, members. It's dangerous. And while I understand we're going to vote with the team, I hope that you will reconsider. I hope that you can do a little soul searching and vote no on this bill tonight.
There being 68 ayes and 61 nays, the bill is passed. Did we amend it? And its title agreed to.